G'day guys, Seeney here. Welcome to another video on the Australian Wealth channel. And today I'm going to be talking about my most recent stock purchase, and that is Coinbase. So before we get started, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my bull thesis on Coinbase stock. So obviously, we're on the internet, take this with a grain of salt. I'm of course quite bullish on this stock, but it also might not go so well. So Coinbase is a company that recently IPO'd. So that means it got listed. It's the initial public offering. So for the first time, just regular people like you and me can buy shares in Coinbase. So I remember there was a lot of talk about Coinbase when it was going through its IPO process. People were like, oh man, you're not gonna be able to get this stock for under $350 a share. There's no way you're gonna be able to get it under 400, 500, 600, it's going straight to the moon. Well, guess what? It did not go to the moon. In fact, it went to hell. So I was happy just to watch this. Generally, I don't buy straight into IPOs. I'm happy just to watch what the price action is over the course of a few weeks or a few months. And in this case, I was watching Coinbase. It was a stock that I was interested in, but I was not interested in the valuation. When it IPO'd, they were looking at a valuation of about $80 billion, like somewhere up there. I was like, for the amount of revenue that they're doing and the profits they're pulling in, I don't know, probably a little bit high for me. So, of course, as Bitcoin crashed, so did the price of Coinbase, because these are somewhat correlated. So we've seen Coinbase go down and down and down and down and down. Now, Coinbase bottomed out around $215 a share. I managed to pick it up at $217 a share. I just saw an incredible opportunity on a day where the stock dropped about 8%. I was like, okay, this looks like a great entry point. This is a price and evaluation, which I think is a bit more reasonable for this particular stock. Now, the stock is a really interesting one because it has such extreme growth. Like, I don't think I've ever seen a stock that is this big grow so fast. At a $40 billion valuation, that's not a small company at that point. And Coinbase has seen such incredible growth, even considering its size. And this is, of course, due to the massive explosion of cryptocurrency and how popular that has become in recent times. And Coinbase is, of course, the biggest crypto exchange in the world. So what we've seen is that there has been incredible revenue growth that has climbed more than 9 times from a year earlier. So they're making 9 times as much money as they were the previous year, which is absolutely insane growth by any metric. Like, could you imagine doing that in your own life? Like, let's say you make $100,000 a year. It's like going from $100,000 a year to earning $900,000 in the space of 1 year. Like, that is the kind of growth that we're talking about with this particular exchange, which is huge. So Coinbase takes a 1% transaction fee on all exchanges, so buying and selling either way across coins. So when I look at the growth of this particular company, like, it's incredibly hard to find something that has as much potential as this. So the real question is this revenue growth going to continue? Now, personally, I believe that this revenue growth is going to continue. It might not be like a 9x, year over year, but I think there's going to be some incredible growth over time. We might see 200% growth, 300% growth. Hell, even like 70 or 80% is still really strong growth year over year. So over the last quarter, Coinbase has earned $1.8 billion in revenue, which is really good. And what we've seen in the last year is their net income has climbed from 32 million to 730 and $800 million from a year earlier. So we're talking about huge numbers, not just in revenue, but also in net income. So that's money that's going straight to the bottom line. $800 million, like just from a year earlier. So extreme growth. And the thing is, though, many analysts are saying that cryptocurrency, it's had its best days. So basically, when you're investing in this stock, you're making a bet on whether the cryptocurrency market is going to continue to flourish over time. There's going to be a lot of transactions, a lot of selling, price increases, decreases, all that kind of thing. or the cryptocurrency market is just going to hell in a handbasket. Now, the great thing about Coinbase is that they make transaction fees whether people are buying or selling. So if there's a lot of volatility in the market, then it doesn't matter what the price is, because Coinbase is still going to be doing quite well if there's a lot of transactions. So in the first quarter, Coinbase said that it had 6.1 million monthly transactional users. So as it looks to the full year, it's laying out 3 possible scenarios that will determine revenue. So much of Coinbase's business is derived from transactions, so this number is incredibly important. So Coinbase has an estimate at the most aggressive level that they believe that they'll have 7 million monthly transactional users in the coming quarters. This is obviously their most aggressive one. They think that if there's kind of like a flat market, there'll be around 5.5 million in monthly transactional users. And then of course, if prices drop and the cryptocurrency market just doesn't do so well, they're estimating around 4 million. So this would obviously not be great for the business. We might even see a decline. I think, worst case for me is the market's going to stay flat. I think that people in the market are probably going to stay in the market and it's going to become more popular. So I think we're still going to see some good growth out of Coinbase in the coming years. Something that I really like about this company is that their net income and their margins are just insane. So it's one of the best business models ever, really. Like, a lot of businesses really have to put a lot of money and a lot of time into making capital. And, in particular, things like restaurants, things like that, their margins are so small. They might be making like 2 or 3%. Whereas Coinbase, they're just printing money. It's insane. It's one of the best business models ever for not that much heavy lifting. It's computers that are doing all the hard work. So I liken this play to selling shovels during the gold rush. Now, the people that made the money during the gold rush are the people that were selling the shovels. Some people would strike it rich and they'd find the gold, but on a consistent basis, it's the people that were selling the shovels. And that's why I like Coinbase, because this cryptocurrency craze has just turned into an absolute gold rush. People are just trading in and out, trying to find the next coin that's going to make them a millionaire. But the fact that Coinbase, has a 1% transaction fee on all of these exchanges, the buying and the selling, that means that they're getting a consistent stream of income that's coming into that company, which I really like. So the price of Coinbase has come down dramatically. As I said, it was around $350, $400 a share, and then it's dropped all the way today to about $240, $250. So I actually managed to pick up some shares at $217. I'd probably like to add to this position. I would like to see a pullback first before I do that. So if we can get down to a $230 level, $220 level, then I'll probably be doubling my position to take it from about $4,000 to $8,000 worth of shares. I was lucky enough to pick this up when Bitcoin crashed from over $60,000 to $30,000. On that day, Coinbase also dropped 8%. So I saw that as a fantastic opportunity to start the position, and since then the position's gone up about 5% with me continuing to add to it. So at the moment the market cap is around $50 billion, which is a little bit more reasonable than the $80 billion that it was before. If we look at the PE ratio of the company, it's around 96, which is incredibly high. But it's based off that 9x revenue figure in growth. So if you look at it from that perspective and you think they're going to be growing at any kind of quick rate over 100%, then a PE ratio of 97 might not be so bad. But of course, you need to make this decision yourself after you do your own research. So I don't think we'll continue to see that 9x in revenue, but I think it'll definitely be at least over 100% year on year, if not significantly more. I think over time, Coinbase will probably grow into a company that's worth over $100 billion. So I think we'll definitely see a double up in the stock price. But of course, that remains to be seen. There's a lot of unknowns when it comes to investing, especially when it's a brand new space, such as the cryptocurrency sector. And some people will go,
"But Jay, the cryptocurrency sector's been around for over 10 years. How could you not know that?"
I know. But I'm just talking about mainstream adoption. It's only been the last couple of years where it's come into the public consciousness. So for me, I don't think this is going to be a huge position because it's not a sector that I spend a lot of time in. I do know a fair bit about it, but there's still a lot I don't know. So I can only build this up into a position worth roughly $10,000, $20,000. So if we see a dip, then I'll probably add to this position once we get to that particular point. So I can easily see this company growing into a $100 billion market cap over time. depending on what happens. So I think it's really important to have a bit of exposure to this particular sector. So this is the way that I've chosen to get exposure to it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got videos coming out on Monday and Friday when I'm not taking a week off. So please make sure that you do like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and share it with your friends. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later.